loud, maybe. Alright, I'm gonna get a drink to use the restroom. I'll be right back in 2 minutes. Don't worry. Also, what's up, Gav? Totally took me no time at all. We're gonna get back in the action here. That music is definitely gonna be a little bit loud. So we'll cut it down. To that we will. Where's the thingy? Nope. No board. There we go. And then I can do this number. Alright, there we go. Outstanding. I am back. Let me go click on the appropriate button. There is that. KSP2. Let's see if we can fly this thing. I think that, Das, your BRB screen looks like something out of Kerbal. I knew Nessa worked with Squad on 0.23. Other way around. The BRB screen is actually Werner von Braun's old school STS plans. It's an artist's interpretation of Werner von Braun's original STS that eventually became the space shuttle, but that is what he thought it was going to look like originally. Supposed to getting us up to Mars and that sort of stuff. Didn't actually work out after the moon was proven to be barren. Not cool. Let's try to fly this thing. I do think we need to take those control surfaces out, right? I think we all agree that whatever else is going on, we need to put these control surfaces on the back of the X-Wing. Whatever else we may disagree about. Now I'm going to try and put the wings back as far as I can. And putting those control surfaces on the back are definitely also going to do the same thing. So there's that. The control surfaces are going to freaking make us go crazy. That's good. Yes, it's sucking. Yes. Oh, yes. It looks like the Wright brothers invented an X-Wing pilot. X-Wing fighter, X-Wing whatever. And then Peter, I think, said to try and put them out on the end. Maybe that would be cool if we didn't have them obviously flipped over like that. There we go. I think that looks okay-ish. I have returned. I have returned. You're not even kidding. I don't know. What do y'all think? Out on the very end, or should I tuck them in as far as I can? That's what it looks like with them out on the very end. Here's what it looks like with them tucked in all the way. Let's see. I don't know, it just looks funny with control surfaces, not gonna lie. You see no video? If you don't see video, you might want to refresh because I just restarted the stream, so go ahead and slam the F5 button if you don't see me. I see me, some people see me apparently. But let's see. That one says that it has a roll to the bottom. That means it has none of thrust on the top. There it says it has no roll. Oh, but then again, we need to thrust limit these things down. Look at this problem. There we go. That's what we want. We want when those engines are off. So that also is telling us that basically that only works when that's full thrust. which is interesting. It's almost like we need to dive. I don't know. Let's go try to fly this puppy. I don't want to engineer this stuff. I just want to fly it. Save it. Launch it. Ship it. You like him on the end. You like him on the end? Hey, Gruma, dude, I totally said hi to you like 3 or 4 times, man. I totally said hi. Not gonna lie. Totally said hi numerous times. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Boing. That's cool. Throttle up, SAS engage. We could also just like slam more SAS on here. Who's a gorgeous bastard? Who's a gorgeous bastard? Not me. Because these things are also not going to spool up to full thrust, right? What do they say? They do a $150? Oh, actually, they're spooling up pretty good. Because look at it try to... Yeah, look at that. That's interesting why those engines on the bottom are making us fly back like that. Does anybody have any ideas as to what's going on there? Apparently Jeb's cool. Apparently Jeb is cool. Because even in straight VTOL mode, we start to go backwards, which is interesting. I don't really, Bet you the music's a little loud, isn't it? Let's try it again. Let's do that. Let's do this. Yours is frozen. You may want to hit F5 or Control F5, depending on your browser of choice. I want to know why that thing starts to flip backwards. Thrust limit the front? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because, see, we start to go up. That works. So thrust limiting the front a lot, though. Look at that. Take off! This is how we VTOL. Well, that's not going to work at all. But we don't want to be thrust limiting the front VTOL engine. I need more weight in the front? The fuel weight shifting shouldn't be doing it. The fuel weight shifting definitely shouldn't be doing it. I mean, that would be my first guess. Let's see here. Oh, weird. Let's see here. You still need to be going fast enough, don't you? Let's try it one more time. I'm trying to read the chat here. Oh, weird. Das Hamburger. What's up, Das Hamburger? What's shaking? Let's play with it and seeing if thrust limiting the front or something like that is gonna fix it. I am not sure. That first flight was the best flight, right? When I didn't screw with any of the other stuff, the first flight was definitely the best flight. And I don't know what I did. Maybe if I... Well, let's just do that and kick it in. I know, we're just playing with it. 4, yeah, that's right. This is how we VTOL, and it points straight down. Yep. What if I leaned it forward? But no, look, it still wants to do that. There, I'll throttle it just by so it becomes a problem when the front engines throttle when they spool all the way up. That's when it becomes a problem. Luckily, the farm boy pilot was able to save it. It looks like. I love that. I love that exhaust. Look at the exhaust. That looks pretty cool. Am I stable right now? Yes, I am stable right now. That's interesting. Dude, let me see if I can cut the front engines. I've got a $121. Cutting the front engines makes me okay. But I'm still kind of nosing down there. Let me see. Yep. Okay, I can keep myself from nosing down. But it looks like we're not generating enough lift. Because see how we're not able to keep the nose up at all? We're definitely not able to generate enough lift. Use RCS build data with rapiers turned off. I think we got it. Dude, Slim! Go rock climbing, man. Post up some of your rock climbing videos. Dude, I hope I caught you before you left. But, that's freaking awesome. It's awesome that you get off your tail end and do some things other than just sit here like me and play Kerbal Space Academy all the time. Go have some fun rock climbing, dude. Be safe, and I will catch you on the flip side. So here we go. Are we going to be able to get it into orbit? I don't think so. I don't think that this is a... Look at those, the control surfaces. They look so ridiculous. I almost want to eject them once we get into space. But we're not generating enough lift. We need to toss another set of wings in there. Because if I were generating enough lift, I would be able to point up at a 45-degree angle, and I'm losing it, see? There's no way I can land this thing. I don't think that I can land this thing. Which is why I'm going to go try to land it. I just don't think that I have the vtol skill. No, look at that. We're not going to be able to do a freaking split S. I just don't have a lot of control authority here turning me around. It's not bueno. Here we go. We'll put some of that old rudder in there to keep the nose up while we go through the turn. Let's see if I can even do the turn. I don't have very good control at all. In fact, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this turn. You know what we could do? We could freaking thrust limit these guys way up and use them to turn us. Turn us more! What number was it at? I forgot. 55, I think. Up, buddy! 200 feet, 100 feet! No! This, we're not generating enough lift. We don't have enough control authority. It is no bueno to fly, mister. It's definitely no bueno to fly. Let's go back to the spaceplane hangar. But the takeoff was good. All I did was kill the VTOL engines and then turn them back on, and it was something about the forward velocity versus the VTOL spooling all the way up that was killing us. That's what was causing us to be broken. So I think part of the problem is we're not getting full thrust out of these engines, which is lame. That is a big problem. I mean, we're only getting like 56% thrust out of this engine here. But if I put it up above 56%, it rotates us because of that center of mass. It's probably better to carry 2 more tons and put it up there. Because that worked at least. But we just don't have a lot of control authority. How can I get more control authority? Control surfaces on the front of the wing. More control surfaces on the back of the wing would work. Those are a little high, honestly. There we go. Oops, what was that? That was only one asymmetry. There we go. I'd add RCS on the wing tips and nose. I could do that in space, but I'd really like to be able to balance this thing atmospherically. I'm not sure how that looks, honestly. More lift would definitely get us. Let me see if putting some more lift in here will fix us. By the way, is the music okay? Can y'all hear me? Feed R2-D2 more components. That would actually work. The tail connector? Yeah, somebody said to use a tail connector earlier, and I totally forgot to even look at it. Let me just grab some more X-wing thingies. Where are the long wings? There we go. He needs to gain weight. I mean, I could totally cheese it up, right? And I could go C, then I could go like that, and I could put those forward, and I could clip them up into that like that. See, and no one would ever know. Thank you, Kerbal Space Program, for the way that you model all of these things. I'll toss that. We'll get one with the same sound levels are fine. More RCS equals more control. You're right, but I don't like burning RCS to maintain control in atmosphere. Usually if you're doing that, it means that you need to do a little bit more work on balancing the craft. Let's see if we can get it going. Yeah, there we go. All I really did was increase the upper camber of the airfoil by adding more airfoil. Spam the torque. I don't like doing that either. Spamming the torque, you know. Whoa, we got another 0.5. Let's see how it is with these extra wings in here and see if just adding more wings, but it's not giving me very much control authority. Apparently the X-Wing was not a very good design. Because what we're really missing, right? We're really missing the lever arm between the center of mass and the control surfaces. So more control surfaces would do us. Where's our center of lift versus center of mass? Alright, that is what that is, I think. But even if we add more control surfaces, we're still not going to get a lot more. You know something? Let me try to fly it with just more lift and see how that works. Save it. Launch it. Let's see how it goes. But a big problem is the design of the X-Wing, where all of the mass is at the back of the craft and the nose is just for show. It would be so much easier if it weren't an X-Wing! Just pod the space engines and put the VTOL engines in the center instead. Pod the space engines. Oh, but X-Wings don't have canards. We're gonna totally try for our out of the box, or our box solutions, I think. So all I did was start going up. That started to lift me up. Like that. Excellent. Then I got that gear going. And then I started these engines, and I killed these engines, but then I started them back up again. Yeah, look at that! Honestly, that's how you do it. It's just something about the way those engines spool up. We can freaking buzz the tower in the X-Wing here. Right? How cool is that? We can buzz the other tower in the X-Wing. She's so much more stable now, y'all. Just adding that extra lift by spamming a little bit more wings in there, that made all the difference in the world. And I think once I get up to like $120, I'm going to kill the VTOL engines and see how we do. Now I've got the VTOL engines killed, and I've got level flight. That's freaking awesome. She flies really well like that. Now the question is, can she nose up? And I am able to nose up there. See, I'm a lot better. Adding the lift definitely fixed us a lot. Let's see if she can't go spaceplaney. I'm worried about those top engines because it's no good, right? Only using 56% of the thrust. Only using 56% of the thrust in that set of two means we're carrying all the weight for them, but we're not getting the freaking power out of them. And that's annoying. Let's see how she goes to space. But that was pretty cool. It's just about killing. It's something about the spool up. Something about the spool up kills it. When the way those engines spool up. So that looked really freaking cool. Those engines sticking off the bottom look ridiculous. It would be really nice if we could tuck those in, like build a boxy sort of deal. Let's see where we're pulling fuel from. Let's go from some of the other things that we need to worry about. I don't even have RCS ports, but I've got this entire RCS tank back here. I didn't bother to put RCS ports on it yet. Let me see if I can't go for a little bit more. See, that's not a good thing. That means that we're a little bit short on control authority. But I'll make do. See, I got control authority. I can nose her up just because we've got the more lift. But that's going to begin to come an issue when we get higher, right? So let me just drag this velocity vector up to 45 degrees. What's up? I am the C-Nut? I am the C-Nut? What's going on? I am the C-Nut. We're building an X-Wing fighter in Kerbal Space Program here. That was actually pretty cool, though. It took off just the way that I wanted it to take off. Because that's like the real X-Wing thing, right? That wasn't go way the hell into the sky and then freaking drop out of the sky and gain velocity or anything like that. That was, it hovers up off the ground and then it starts to take off like you see when they're leaving indoor and that sort of stuff. So that is exactly the behavior I was looking for. Captain Haddock, welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. We're doing free play right now, just playing around with the X-Wing space plane here. Seeing if we can do it. I am going to try to put this up on Kerbal X, so that if you wanted to, you could download it yourself and use it. Uh-oh! We just lost something. What just happened? That's not good. It was intake air. We ran out of intake air. Aha! Alright, well, that's good to know. And we are freaking spinning like crazy. That is interesting. The quad engines maybe are freaking demise, honestly. I'm still going up, so I haven't lost it yet. Let me see if I can't stabilize and throttle down. Okay, now we'll just go with a little bit of throttle. Watching that intake air. Nope. It's pushing us over. Don't push us over. Something about the thrust. Let's see here. That's not good at all. So even at low throttle, I don't have enough RCS to counteract it. There we go. And I'm gaining, but I'm low on intake air. I think I just went up too far. I didn't... That actually looks cool with those engines flickering like that. But I am flying down, and doing full throttle spins us. So what is that? 359 versus that guy who I'll never be able to see, 358. What is the thrust? The thrust is the same. Wait a second. I know what happened. Look, I bet you one set of them is closed cycled and the other set is open cycled, which is completely, that's closed cycled and that's closed cycled. Let's see if we can save it. Alright, point into your velocity. There you go. Spin, stabilize. There you go. Get you some altitude. Alright, which way is the Space Center? Back that way. Turn for us and nose up, buddy. And I am going to give it some throttle. What is that in? It's using oxidizer now. There we go. Does it have different thrust limiting for each mode? Yeah, Soul Wager, dude, I think you're right, man. I think you're absolutely right. That's what I saw, too. I think that the thrust limiter for the closed cycle mode is different than the thrust limiter for the open cycle mode. Let's go ahead and bring her on around here. And I'm going to just manually switch it to closed cycle and see if the same thing happens. This is a dangerous place to do it, but I can just roll. So right now the thrust limiter is 56.5 and the thrust limiter for open cycle is 100. So that's what happened. We need to throttle off, we need to close cycle it, we need to put this down to 56. How do you even do that in the VAB though? That's interesting. Let's switch it back. Let's go back Atmo mode. There we go. That's exactly what happened. Apparently it's got two different thrust limiters for the different work as a ratio or the absolute limit. I'm not sure. Huh. Disable it. That would flip us over. Yeah, it's basically they each have different thrust limiters. So I don't think that I want to, I don't really have enough fuel to do that again because we burned a whole lot of fuel when that went closed cycled. I screwed that up. I wasn't watching the intake air. And I should have been watching the intake air more. We don't have enough intakes on this thing for these engines. I'm going to have to throttle back and fly it another way. I think the thrust limiter works as a ratio, Peter. So if I'm at 50% throttle and the engine's making 50% thrust at 50% throttle, and you have it 50% thrust limited, then you should only do 25. So I think I've never really done a lot with vtol. I am the C-nut. I haven't done too much with it, but let me see. I'm going to give it another run here just to see if I can't keep it stable. What happened was when that went closed loop, those top engines had a totally different thing, a totally different thrust limiter, which was our problem. This is like 16 engines firing. But let me just get up there to... I wasn't paying attention. I should have been paying attention. Switch modes, yeah, I think you're right. I've just never tried to do that. I've never actually noticed that it worked that way. So, can help land on. Yeah, if you, yep. Everybody in the chat's got it. I don't need to even open my mouth. That's pretty in the background. Look at the X-Wing fighter. It doesn't look right all white. It like needs to be gray or something, right? I love the droid sticking up. That's so awesome. Jebediah Kerman. Alright, that's 17, so now I need to start watching my intake air. Leveling off. That's what I did wrong last time. Alright, now I'm getting asymmetric thrust. And that really threw me out of control. 4 engines is going to be so problematic. Oh my gosh, I thrust limited one side but not the other side. Which one didn't get thrust limited? That one. 56. Oh my gosh, it's like impossible with the center of mass changing to get the exact... I just need to let it rotate into what I want. There we go. Alright, now we're good. Now let's see if we can fire it up again. Nope, something's still wrong. 56.5. 100 again. That's odd. I thought I just changed that one. 56, 100, and 100 on the bottom, right? Yeah, okay. So we still have too much thrust on the top. So we need it. Let's put it like 55 on the tops. Just playing around up here where the air is clear. Let's see. There we go. All right, let's try that. 55 gonna work? It's still nosing me down. Uh-oh, we're re-entering apparently. Yeah, it still feels like it's nosing me down. And apparently our bottom... Oh, that's another thing that's gonna happen. That's also a problem because the top engines being thrust limited are definitely gonna be an issue. Oh no. I'm hit. Not only one engine has any thrust. I wonder how she glides. Let's find out. I'm not even sure where the center of mass is going to be. We're like lawn darting here. Find me. There we go. All right, now bring it up. Just point into the vector to gain speed and then bring it up. Don't go down in this town. There's the KSC over there. Nope, I'm losing velocity like a mother. And I don't have any fuel left for the vtols. Apparently, that's not going to help us. The X-Wing glider, apparently. Put gray lights on it. Alright, so... I'm just coming around here. I'm losing some lift to that, though. How am I on electric charge? I've got plenty of electric charge. But now I'm losing this. As you lose air intake, some engines get more than others. Yeah, I know, Override. That's exactly right. And that's the problem with a quad engine design. That's the problem with a double engine design. I'm gonna see if I can skid this thing to a landing. Like, because we've got... Here, let's put the gear down. We've got no VTOL capabilities. But we're gonna have to come in for a crash landing on, I guess... Is there a swamp around here? That looks kind of swampy up there. We'll see how it works. What's my vertical speed? My vertical speed is way too low, so I'll try to flare it at the end. Let's just see if the X-Wing, what was that? Take it into the drive-thru? What? Take it to the drive-thru? I don't even know what that means. Alright, so we're gliding in at 50 meters per second, which is not a bad glide, honestly. You demand a Death Star. Take it through a... That's a hill! Oh my gosh, it's coming up faster than I thought. Let's see how the X-Wing glides in here. Yep, flare for me, X-Wing. Flare that hill. Hey! Anyone you walk away from. That landing gear was not designed. But we are good. We even have a... I mean, we've got a light, even. Check us out, and we can totally go home. I like the music all of a sudden. Alright, so... Everybody demands a Death Star. Once we get this into space, then we'll build a Death Star, and then we'll blow up the Death Star. Landing uphill might be the thing for it. Das Hamburger. Jeb totally lives. Ah, yeah. You know, the real thing here... I really want to get... We need to design an X-Wing fighter that gets full thrust out of these engines and is still stable. That is what we need to do, because look how much freaking... Look what we're losing, right? Where's automatic switching? There's toggle mode. Alright. That's odd that it says that it's going to go sideways. Goes the other way, apparently. 5-star crash rating. What we really need is an X-Wing fighter that is stable. And I think make the inside of the Death Star fuel containers and make it blow up. What's up, Levelicious? Building an X-Wing fighter, man. Trying to see how we can get it done. We've got the VTOL part working. Honestly, the VTOL part on this craft is working fine. So we're gonna do this. This is the Mark 1, right? Mark 1. Save it, and then we're going to save a Mark 2 that is a different design in the middle. Slap a cold air intake on it. Slap a cold air intake on it. We'll take the top wings off. That's okay. We'll take the bottom wings off. That's okay. We're gonna make a better core here. A core where the center of mass is in the center of mass. Is in the center of the plane, the center of the thing. And so we could just play with this by putting a little engine here. Alright, that'll give us some thrust and turning these engines down. But I need their mass, right? I totally need their mass. So there we go. And we need to design HVAC. HVAC engineer! Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. We're designing an X-Wing fighter here. Trying to get it done. Add reaction wheels and ballast instead of thrust limiting. Add more reaction wheels and ballast. I was going to try to go for something that actually puts this in the center, right? Like this. Where's it at? Sort of deal. And then this sort of deal. Alright, that's... Okay, that's not good. That's not good at all, honestly. That's honestly not going to work whatsoever. We would actually have to take the engine and put it here. Alright, so that's what we need to do. So that is going to flip us over the top. Which means what? What does that mean? Apparently that gear is also making us rotate around some. Let's see if I can play with this. It needs to go up even higher. Those engines are just so heavy. Das Hamburger! Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. Actually, welcome to Das Free Play. But Kerbal Space Academy, Das Free Play, whatever. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Whatever. Now that droid is like super double-decker droid. He's way too high. That's not going to work very well, is it? I'm so close with it, right? I'm so close with it. I would just need something else. Let me read the chat. If you move the space engines upwards, like if you had some sideways and some upwards, that would cancel the mass of the jets. Or down. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Let's see here. And reaction. I'll add another reaction wheel just because. And I don't even know if we need that much RCS. That's a lot of RCS, honestly. What else is going on here? What's the thrust to weight with just one of the turbofans? What's the thrust to weight? The thrust to weight? Wait, why do you need another thrust to weight? Because it's going to be really difficult to... Let me see here. Can I take that off? That's not going to work. How can we do this? There's got to be a way we can do this. But either way, with a real K-Wing, it's like totally like out the way. Ballast to the top. I want to make this a square back here. I really want to try and make it a square. So let me play around here. Let me totally play around with this. Jeez. Let me totally play around with this and see. I've got a couple ideas in my head, including things like this. We'll just see how this works. Just bear with me. Just bear with me. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need to make the droid bay here. Right, so now he's kind of at the right height. That was one idea I had. And then that also means that we can do the rest of this. We'll have to come up with some way. We need to box this in. And so this can't be connected here. This needs to be connected differently. Like this sort of deal, right? So what I'm going to do is come over here. These things are freaking indestructible. And they surface attach pretty nicely. Oh, they don't surface attach very nicely at all. They surface attach quite terribly. What if I do something like that? That's not going to get me high enough, is it? No, that's not. Because I really want to go with kind of a box back here, you know? Is what I'm thinking. Right? So you see where I'm going with that? But then I need this to be higher so that the droid can sit up there. He didn't have this much. You might not need 2 engines pointing down. 1 jet should be good. Oh, I see. I see. That would definitely make life easier. Let me, now that we've got the droid like that, let me, do that. I see what you're saying. And then we would just need to put this up there. So I would take this, that number, like that number. And then we're gonna have to put the wings and stuff back on. We'll try to put it together with one. That's a good idea, Soul Wager. I do kind of like my little droid pod though, so I think I'm gonna leave that in there. Where is the other little? Let me get one more structural segment. It's just for decorative purposes. What am I listening to? That's okay. All right, what is this music? Yeah, okay. Boring. There we go. That's the sort of stuff we're looking for. So, a square fuel tank. This is all stock. I'm trying not to do it with no mods whatsoever. So I appreciate the offer for help, but I want to do it all stock. So that's going to be 2 of those bad boys. Then we'll grab our other wings and we'll put 2 of these bad boys. Right? Pretty easy to put back together. But our center of mass is not good. Air breathing, full throttle, air breathing, full throttle. Alright. So this is actually going to be really difficult to do with those things attached to that tank in the middle. What we need is some sort of structure that we can attach these to out on the sides. Like this sort of deal. So I could totally do it with that, although those are pretty massful. Those are even more massful. I'm really looking for something that's like, see, these are going to suck in too far, but I want them to be flat. So I'm thinking of something like this in 2x symmetry. Come on, baby. Come on, girly. Oh, why don't I just put it on the node, right? Times 2. Yes, okay. And then something like this. Y'all totally see where I'm going with this, right? So I'm not going to put that on the node, but I'm going to lean it back. And that should give me enough... That should give me a place, like a structure to put those things on. Especially, well, I also want to hide the what? A probe core that's a cube anyways. Yes, there is. So I hide the vtol engine. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm going to basically take this part and put it up like this. Like that. And then I'm going to take the engines and mount them on the structure that I'm putting on the side here. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. Let me see if I can put the engines on here like this. But that's not going to work. We've got to have something like this that gives us some mounting points. Right, so that we can put one flat on the top and the other flat on the bottom. That's kind of what I was looking for. X-Wing! I'm actually going to end up making a TIE fighter. So see, that is exactly what I was looking for. And I just need to rotate these wings differently. Not that button, DOS. This button right here. But I've got to keep it so that it doesn't fall off the bottom, right? So is that going to work? That looks pretty X-Wing-y, honestly. Let's see here if we can get this to work. So now we've got that thing way the heck up there, and what I want to do is not like that, not like this. So look! Alright, those things are clipped together a little bit though. The top ones are rotated out more than the other ones. But that is kind of what we're going for. And we just, basically if we can't get this balanced without this in here, we're not going to balance it with that in there. So what I need to do is play with, I think, the top one. See how close we are? We're so close. I'm just going to find the edge of that thing. There we go, and then I'm just going to... That's like flat. That doesn't make any sense at all. Is it the gear doing it to us, you think? That doesn't look X-y enough, does it? That definitely doesn't look X-y enough. But we're so close. That makes it worse. Alright, so what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What was that? I also need to bring the bottom engines up. Do I have something else on here that's creating thrust? Or is this our big problem? No, that's actually helping us balance it. Interesting. Plus those things are a little bit clipped together, which I don't really like. We can always... We don't have to do the wings at the same time as the rest of the thing, right? So we can totally take the wings off. And then we can totally get this thing. The wings were the problem. Well, look at that. The wings were the problem, y'all. The wings were totally the problem there. Alright. Get on there straight. There we go. There we go. That's kind of too far forward. These panels are so freaking finicky. Alright, no. And down and up and... I want to use angle snap. Could I put it on the top like that? Would that work? Honestly, it looks like it's going to work. And then we'll rotate it down towards the middle. Like that, right? And then I'll do the same thing at the bottom. Andy Jr. 61. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. We are building an X-Wing fighter here, I think. We're working on it, at least. We're going to get it done. This came from one of our earlier Space Academy sessions where we were building a space plane. We had something that kind of ended up looking a lot like an X-Wing fighter. And so we came up with the idea to make an X-Wing fighter. Is that 8? Yeah, that's it right there, isn't it? That's it. So that looks terrible. Why does that look so terrible? It says that it's even, but it's not looking good at all. Sticks the leg out for balance. Wait, what? Oh my gosh. Let's see here. That is what's giving me the issue. I don't like that. So I'll move it forward a little bit and see if I can't. Is that pretty much the center? I would really like it if those things were just flat and then we could just move them up and down, right? So what if I did this and put it on there? And how can I make it flat? How do I know when it's flat? Like that, right? Yeah, that's flat right there. Wow, but that's totally clipped through that silly thing. Jeez, oh Pete. Alright. See, what is this? This is not 8-bit music. I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with the 8-bit music. I think we need to go like that. And that should be flat. No, it's up a little bit. Because I want to... If I can't get this thing balanced with these things on here, we're never going to get it balanced with them off, right? It's kind of my thinking here. But I really and truly do not like the... I think it's just... Those aren't very good parts that we're mounting them to. We need like a flatter surface or something where we're mounting it in the middle of the part. So I bet you. Let's see here. Instead of that junk, what if we did it like this, right? We use these structural pieces. Let's see what these look like. That's not it. It's under aerodynamic. That's too big. It would be perfect if that was down on the bottom, but then I would have to balance it out. I can do that. Don't clip into the middle of the stupid thing. That's not what we wanted at all. We'll just build it again, and we're going to change the music because this is boring. I also need to go 200 per page. There we go. White Chevy SS, man, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. Let's just go way up here into music we haven't played before. Yeah, no. Nope. Nope. That's like just disco music. Let's see how that goes. Das Valdez is awesome. Am I gonna be one of those streamers where most of my follows come from fake accounts? I mean, I do appreciate it. Not gonna lie, I appreciate it. Alright, so something like that, then with one of these structural segments on it. So that's not exactly in the center, is it? So that will actually be very difficult to balance as well, won't it? We'd really have to, like, split the difference between those two. Dude, G-Core Good, thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. You've been here for a while, I know. So, good games. What else could we do to get it lower? So we could totally do that. And I could totally put it down instead, right? So we could do this sort of dealio. What was that? Scraggles McCoon, thanks for the follow. A couple of different follows there coming in at the same time. I totally appreciate everybody that's following. And we're just playing around right now. A lot of the times we do Kerbal Space Academy. This is not a Kerbal Space Academy stream. This is a DOS Free Play stream where we're basically just playing around, making things cool in the game. But we also do Kerbal Space Academy on a regular basis. And in Kerbal Space Academy we have all sorts of different topics, such as getting to space. As you may imagine, that may be one of the things that you could actually learn in a Space Academy, how to get to space. Let's see here. There we go. Where's that big thing? But I do appreciate everybody who's done the following and the hanging out and all of that sort of stuff tonight. Now I'm totally going to cheat. I'm going to put it on the bottom, but I'm going to rotate it up like that. And that is pretty darned close. It's not exactly centered yet. Let's see how close we can get it. Nope, just one, please. And we also know that this is right on the center of mass. There we go. So let's see, that's going to rotate us around, which means we need basically ballast for those things up on the top. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? More SRBs. How do y'all feel about that? Let's see here. Do y'all feel okay about this, or do y'all feel not okay about this? I kind of want it to be further back. And of course, that's not too symmetry. Thanks. Because see, I think once I get that on there, I can totally come. Why is that so wacky? It's doing the same thing that the other freaking panels did. Okay, well, you just gotta find a flat spot. It's flat way up there, and then it's flat there, but it's not flat in the middle of the thing. I do not understand why that happens that way. You know something? If that's gonna give us the same freaking issue, there's no reason to unbalance this craft the way we're doing it. We're just gonna go back to what we had before. Actually putting this onto the node itself, like that. And now we just have gear rotation, right? So we can take these things off. That's good. I have like a VAB. I have a spaceplane fanger full of what was that? Is this a K-wing or an X-wing? It looks like an X-wing. We're totally working. What about going for a hex instead of a square? That actually might work. But the hex is a little bit more complicated shape to make. Let me see. I was trying to solve for... Oh, wait. I wonder how these things will work. I was really just trying to solve for... Yeah, look at that, actually. Let's see how the engines attach to that, if they attach straight. See how they're going up at an angle? I do not understand why all of these engines just want to attach up at an angle. They're fine, and then when you get to a different part of the part, it's like totally not right at all. I do not understand why Kerbal Space Program does that to me sometimes. And those are totally clipped in, so let's see here. I want to do that. I want to do this. Y'all see how it's going up at an angle? That is the bane of my existence right now. There we go. I had it flat for a second. It like needs a very specific place. Yes, okay, that's great. So that feels like it's rotating down, and that feels like it's even. Yes, that is what I was looking for, but it is clipping in a little bit. Hot diggity dog. Is there not anything that'll just surface attach these stupid things? Let me just try straight up. Will it attach? Will it blend sort of deal? Let's see here. Because see, that is attaching to the top. That is attaching to the side. But when you get up to the top, there's no... It's the way the freaking collusion mesh is. I don't understand the collusion meshes in this game sometimes. They get on my nerves a lot. Sideways octagonal struts. What? I'm confused. Oh my gosh. We need something that it'll attach flatly to. Something that it'll attach flatly to. What can we do? 2 fuel tanks won't fit in there, will they? Can't. Wow, 2 fuel tanks will totally fit in there. And then we could just put it on either side of the fuel tank, and that'll work just fine, honestly. But that won't necessarily let us clip the engine up in there, will it? Alright, back to the freaking drawing board. That's okay. We know what we're doing. We're gonna get this done. Let's see. I need... beam straight up would work. These things, the 2x2 structural panels, let's see how they work. Let's see if the attachment point for these is flat. Oh, of course it's not. So annoying. That looks flat, but that's still clipped out to the side. And I want to... That's what I want right there. That's what I want. Something like that. But I think I got that going with the other panels, didn't I? I think it was just easier with these panels, maybe. And I can totally... No, I think I'm just going to need to do it. That's interesting. There we... Nope. Alright, there we go. And this is what I'm looking for. Balance. In all things, that is pretty darn close to what I was looking for, honestly. In fact, those things are pretty darn close to each other. It doesn't look like they're exactly straight, but that is probably good enough for government work. A stack, let's see, a turn off. It'll snap flat to the surface. Coming off the back of the little engine down the center. Yeah, but that won't really get us where we're going. Does it do that all the time? I thought I tried that earlier and it still wasn't attaching the way that I want. I will totally give that a try because I always listen to people who tell me how to fix things. So I was going to do this number. Let's just keep this smaller, right? Lay it back flat like that. And then press C to do that. And then it'll attach flat. It doesn't. It still aims down. I'm trying to deal with the aiming down, not the... In fact, it won't snap anywhere now. It's totally hosed. So turning off... That didn't quite do it. It's just like there's like one little teeny tiny place where it works the way you want it to work. How much do these things weigh? 0.3? I don't even care. I'm just putting it in there. The Empire approves of this message. Like that. Dos Valdez is the best dude. Is your email address verified, sir? So I'm just going to try to do right like that. And then with the other one, do right like this. Wow, that's making me put it way too far down. That's interesting. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, but these things are apparently too far down, so I need to move this up a little bit. Don't you do me that way. Come on. There we go. So frustrating. Then if I move this up... No, that one needs to move down. Why? Oh, why? I don't disagree with you. We're just going to toss that one, and we're going to make a copy of this one and see how it works. That was apparently not what I wanted to do at all. Also not correct. Alright, so now it should at least be at the same. So what am I doing? I am trying... Yes, we'll do a wheelie in our starfighter. And now we're nowhere near where I want the mesh to be. There we go. So it's acting like it's not gonna let me Huh. It's not gonna let me do it the way I want to do it, which is weird. These things are apparently just still too high, so I guess they all need to come down. Alright, like that, and then if I move the top one down, that should bring up the tail, do the difference. No. Well, that's balanced at least, and honestly, that's freaking close enough, y'all. It's okay that they're not touching. I'm not worried about that. How should we do these intakes? Should we put them in at 45-degree angles? Like that, maybe? It's kind of like a new age X-Wing fighter. And we're definitely going to have to fill this in somewhere. I feel like they shouldn't be touching. You don't want the tips to touch across the streams. However many different analogies you want to come up with there. Are those the same? Not really. That's the same right there. And that looks pretty darn cool. And we have a balanced craft, right? So this craft is balanced. Let me see what's going on here. We did. We were able to fly it. I'm trying to set it up so that we get full thrust from all of our rapiers. Because we got it to fly reliably, but we did it by down throttling the top rapiers, which I didn't really like. So this is our leading edge. Is that XE enough? Yeah, that's XE enough. And then this is our trailing edge. And this is our cheater lift. Excellent. Alright, that's looking good. We're getting there. We're making progress, y'all. And now I'm going to put these things down here, and we just got to kind of reverse the process. So that line is like that, right? Yeah, alright. And this is our trailing edge. Try to make it kind of match. And this is our cheater lift that we were totally putting in here. Why do I always press that button first? Everybody knows that's not the right button to press. Okay, so why did we go? Apparently these wings are not at the same angles. Because we had a balanced craft and we added the wings and it became unbalanced, right? So that's a problem. We're actually redoing it, DK. We didn't want to throttle down those top, the top engines. So that is what we're trying to fix. This is tricky, though. Because why is this not balanced? It's got to be this something with the way that we're angling or attaching the wings, right? They look pretty darn even to me. Let's do it one at a time. Alright, so that's that. What did I just click on? Cheater wing? Yes. Alright, why is that not balanced? Let's play with it until this gets balanced. So that's like that. Is there anything I can do to the angling of this wing to fix the balance? I can put it flat. Does it just have no concept of how to, That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Let's go like this. Let's go flat from the bar there and angle it up, right? And then bring it forward. And I do the same thing down here. Make it flat. Angle it down. Oh, I guess forward's fine first. And then angle it down. But look at that. Nothing you can do changes that correctly. Y'all see how that's working? It's like even when it looks correct here, RCS Build Aid is still not happy with the way those wings are. Why would that be the case? Ah, the landing gear on the bottom. Aha! Aha! More delicious, Dr. Pepper. DK, I am still working on it. They look like they have the same parts now, at least, right? So now it just has to be something about the angle of the dangle. And it looks like the top wing is angled a little bit more. So that's what was hosing us. So let's do that and let's tilt it down too. Like that. That's pretty darn close. Alrighty. Alrighty. Now we're cooking with gas, y'all. Is this the trailing edge? No, that's the cheater. This is the trailing edge. And what did I do? I went to the middle, like that. And then I tilted it forward, like that. And then I put it down, like that. Nope. Like that. Negative. Apparently that is not what I did at all. There we go. Alright. And that was 2x symmetry, right? What else am I missing? Yeah, I know. Part angle display. I need to get the part angle display mod. What did I just miss? Gav, what did Gav say? Gav, dude, be normal. Yeah. Honestly, I appreciate the people, I appreciate the people who are doing the things. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, DK. So see, there's that, and then we just tilt it up. Excellent. That is what we wanted. And then we'll put the cheater wings in. Yes. And the ones on top. And I'll put a little teeny tiny bit of ballast or something to balance it. I think that's fully the gear now. So now we have a pretty darn balanced X-Wing. That's what we were looking for. Yeah, I am. Oh, whatever. I wouldn't worry about that. But we are definitely making progress here. So now we've got that. Now we've got that. Where is our center of mass? There it is. Where's our center of lift? All right, so we're actually pretty good. And now we just need to put this part on such that it is flat. So we'll take this off. And how does that work with our center of mass? Is it just the gear? No, the gear's actually helping us. Interesting. That means we could totally do 2 gear. And the 2 gear will make us fly straight. That's okay with me, honestly. 2 gear will balance us out. Oh, it's the droid, I think. It's the droid that's making us rotate. Yeah, we're definitely making progress. We are definitely making real progress here. That's for stability in the front. So there's that. And now the question is going to be, can we continue to be stable by adding that stuff into the middle here? And we have not done it so far at all whatsoever. I almost wish I had a bigger tank or something. Or those wings were down a little. I could totally do the double symmetry on that. That will definitely work. X-Wing with a mustache. It's like a Fu Manchu X-Wing. That's pretty awesome. I'm not going to sing that. I don't know what you think you're going to do. I'm not going to be singing that stuff. Now I've got that up there. I could also come back here and then I could drop this stuff back down, right? Because that will help us if only the engine and the fuel are the parts that are up like that. So let's see. How can I do that? I can just do the opposite of what I did, right? I can just go here. On action. All right. And we can come to this guy and we can put him. And then like that. All right. So the fuel is still giving us a bit of a problem. So I think what we do, all right, we just remove this variable from the equation. We don't need that on there. We don't need that on there. And we just see if there's something that we can do to make this work. So let's get behind it. Is that making it better or worse? That's making it better as we go up. But the 2 engines on the bottom would be more weight. And therefore more to balance out against the fuel. What is the weight of that fuel tank? Let's go find out. The weight of the fuel tank is 0.9. Interesting. So it needs to be a lot higher up, apparently. So we really just want to go with one of those things. We don't want to go with 2 of them. So let's see what we can do. I do now. Now I finally, I kind of know what's going on with the thing there, and then I was like the thing, and then yes. I understand the kappas that are coming out of your mouth, or whatever. The deal is there. So there's that. Let me go over here and, how much does that part weigh? 0.075? That's fine. Or I could use the physics-less one, but let's just make a little bit of a droid backer here. Just to give us some more places to mount that. And I'm really okay that that is, you know something? Is this the same freaking size? Yes, it's just about exact. Why didn't we just put one of those in there? But it's going to stick up too high in either direction, isn't it? Doesn't it always work that way? That's okay. At least we know we can use that to block off the bottom and stuff like that. Where's that other piece? Did I put it down somewhere? I don't see it in there anywhere. We are adding unnecessary weight to our space plane. I feel like I'm doing like space plane surgery here. But I'm going to go ahead and put it even with the top of those like that. I'll do the same thing at the bottom to balance. This is kind of the Sith piece on one side. And the Jedi piece is on the other side. Everything in balance. That's good. Alright. And then we're going to want to grab this engine cluster thing that we were working on. This guy right here. Like that. And we're just going to waggle him around until he balances. Seriously? Here, let's try that angle snap thing. Alright, that's backwards. And that's upside down. But I think that's good. Yes. Yes. Wow. We need more weight on the bottom, I think. Is this fuel tank empty or something? Because that sticks up a little bit too far. And that engine is way recessed. Let's go with the two engines. Let's go with the two engines and see what we got. Definitely one angle snap for those. They're clipping together, though. Let's build this out someplace where we can deal with it. What was that? I'm trying to check the chat. What about using rocket fuel tank instead of jet fuel tank and place higher? Would that add drag and put a little battery on a wing? That wouldn't do anything because the little batteries are physics-less. Yes, that would not help us out very much at all. I'm just putting that there for now. Nope, apparently I'm not just putting that there for now. I just want to put like the RCS tank or something on there. Come on. It's because of those engines. It doesn't want to connect to the engines. Ay, I just wanted to build a pod, and then I got stuck in this. I got roped into this nonsense. I'll axially attach it like that. Radially attach it like that. Whatever, man. Sometimes you just want to get it done. That's like way too much RCS fuel, but we're using it for kind of structure here. No. Here, you there, go upside down on the nose of this thing. There we go. Now it's like an X-Wing fighter / locomotive. Whatever. Alright, so we're going to put one end right like that. And I need a little bit more. That battery will definitely fix it for us, so we'll put that back into here. This is going to give us more mass off center, too. Alright, so now we're going to lean like that. Now let's go over here and see what... What? I didn't click up there. There. So, C to turn off that, turn it back around, flip it over, and then play with it. That's very weird. Apparently adding the other engine in didn't particularly... You know what it's doing? I think I know what it's doing. The mass on that engine... Y'all think that's what it's doing? The mass on the engine is up against the tank. It's the mass on that engine is not in the center of the engine. The center of mass in the engine is up in the tank. I think is what's going on there. Anybody agree? A space train. The rocket fuel tank. I'll try the rocket fuel tank. But that, I mean, we're just gonna end up taking fuel out of it. But I think the rocket fuel tank is gonna be a lot heavier, right? Because the mass on that is 2.25 versus the mass on just the other tank, which is 0.9. We'll give it a try. I'm game for anything here. Let's put a rocket fuel tank up there. I almost feel like that may make it worse, but I don't. Let's see. We gotta see what's going on. So there's that. You know, I'll just slap these things in here because we need to put the engines in. So let's grab these things. I know these parts are massless. Gotta turn that back on so it snaps to the bottom. We've got that like that. Alright, good. Now we'll put those engines there. We could use turbojets. Although we don't use them for anything, really. Alright, now we're way sucked up in there. Oh, thank you, RCS Build Aid. And let's see if we can attach this in someplace. What the deuce? There we go. Yeah, that's annoying. Look how it just doesn't do anything. Who here just figured out what's going on? Somebody has figured out what's going on. Tell me somebody has figured out what's going on. It doesn't have any of that stuff. What is going on here? It's obvious what's going on. No. Look, check this out. Look. Thrust limit on down. Thrust limit on down. That will certainly help our rotation as we move this tank around. I guarantee you. Look at that. Look how easy that is now that we are not actually thrusting with those tanks on the bottom. I should be able to do it with this now. Look. That's what was going on the entire freaking time. Those vtol engines were turning us forward, basically. And so now we've got... Look, that actually looks really good, too. I think that looks freaking fantastic. That is what we were trying to go for. That is freaking awesome, honestly. I would like for that back part to be down a little bit. How could I do that? Let's see here. This is going to throw it off a little bit, but we can always jigger it around, right? Because I would like that to be covered up like this. Right? And then we could do this number. Where is it? Grab it and move it around a little bit. I had it. Come on. There we go. So freaking touchy. There we go. It's like move it one atom up. That's what we were looking for. Alright, y'all. That's what we were freaking looking for this entire freaking time. Except now I have it built with a... the wrong freaking fuel tank. I have it built with a non-jet fuel tank. Oh my gosh. You blame R2-D2 for being too heavy? It needs cake. Let's see here. Now that's tucked up in, that actually looks really freaking sweet, I think. That looks cool, and I think with some, it would be cool if we could tuck the wings in a little bit. I think we could do that. I'm actually pretty sure we could do that. Save. Grab that with 2x symmetry. Okay, that's good. Take these standoffs off. There we go. Now let's grab that part right there and put it on here. Seriously, we're gonna have these attaching issues, are we? Yes. Yes. That is what we were looking for, y'all. That looks freaking amazing. That is exactly what we were trying to do. Because look, those engines are tucked up in there. I think the real trick is going to be now that those VTOL engines aren't thrusting correctly. But this X-Wing fighter is going straight with all of its engines. This is what we were trying to do. With IR. I know, softcore. I know. What did I just miss there? Not yet. We still have the birthday cake up there. We totally still... Yeah, Chaco apparently is here. What's up? How's it going? Are we supposed to land your cake on the moon? If you're here, I'll totally go land your cake on the moon. That looks freaking amazing, though, with the astromech droid and the entire 9 yards. This is exactly what we were trying to accomplish. But I do want to take this part off. Take these parts off. Put an actual jet fuel tank in there. And we can shimmy it around. Because I think the problem wasn't the mass. I think the problem was the... Let me try it with a jet fuel tank, and then I'll put it back the other way. So, where's the jet fuel tank? I don't even know what I'm clicking on anymore. There we go. Alright, jet fuel tank. Nope, jet fuel tank. Just one jet fuel tank. There we go. See if I totally hosed it when I did that. But I can always put those other pieces back on. I need 2 of these. There's one, and there is the other one. And we'll put the engines on. We'll have to see if I can balance it this way, right? Because the other tank had a lot more mass. But we'll see. We'll see what it looks like when it's balanced, because this one may look a lot different, I think. Oh, this apparently has a jet engine attached to it. Now we've got 3 jet engines cropped into the bottom. I just got to get one of them out. There's one. And there's the other piece, I think, right? Yeah, we're good. All right, let's see what it looks like when I put this piece in correctly. Although the balance on that other tank was almost exactly right. Batteries on the tips for green lasers. Oh, I don't want to touch it because it looked very good before with the oxidizer, but then we would just take the oxidizer out. Let's see what it looks like when I balance it like this. Because we made it once. When I loaded up Kerbal Space Program today, this game did not, or this craft did not exist. And look, we have to do the same thing. We have to thrust limit these puppies. We'll have like 2 cores that can be swapped out. All right, so we got that. We got that. Wow, that tank is so light. Well, I mean, I think it looks better the other way. I do think that it looks better the other way, but this way works too. This way definitely works way as well. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got the antennas on there. See, we've got the antennas. They actually extend with the laser cannons. We've got RTGs and antennas. Antennas are massless. Yes, they are. See, that's balanced, but it's not quite... It doesn't look quite as cool as the other setup. But the other setup will be more, let's see here. Let's go with the other setup, because I think it does look cooler. Or could I just add mass to the bottom of this somehow? Or no, I need mass on the top of this, didn't I? Yeah, I'd have to add mass to the top of it. Those things aren't very massful. Those batteries aren't very massful. Yeah, I definitely don't appreciate that, dude. So, that's totally not cool. So let's see here. We've got that. We've got that. I've got that in there. And if I added like an I-beam or something to the top, that would fix it, wouldn't it? Because look, I could totally just add some extraneous weight here. Like that. And then I could move it down. Like this. Not 2 X symmetry though. Just 1 X symmetry. So see, that makes us not stick off quite as much, just adding that extra mass in there. I could add some more. What do those weigh? 185? Yeah. That's like extra mass that we don't really need to carry with us. But what are you gonna do? It's like we're going for aesthetics instead of there we're just, that's the radiator fins for cooling the space. Let's see here. Yes, that actually looks pretty darn cool. That's kind of, now we're back to where we were, right? And so it's tucked down and we have those radiator fins in there apparently, or whatever they're called. Anything else? That's not quite in the center of mass, I guess, is it? But it looks okay. We're balanced. We need to just shut up and fly this thing, right? The balance that we don't have done is, let's see here. You tested that blueprint mode? What is that? Oh, dude, that's actually pretty cool. Cool. What does the red arrow mean? Okay, the red arrow means that we're going to get a little bit of unintended motion to the side, but just a tiny bit. I'm not worried about it. What we really don't want is the red circle showing that we're going to be spinning out of control when we fire the engines. That's what we really have to look out for. So because and if you saw me kind of playing with stuff, like look, if I put a big heavy part up here, see how we get that red circle? That means that we're going to spin that sideways because we have that there. Let me see. I've got that. Apparently those wings are a lot lower than before. That's interesting. Huh. Those wings are a whole heck of a lot lower than before. Maybe that'll do us. We'll have to see. Now I've got that because I had 2 of these. But the angle thing, that thing is not good, and I'm wondering if that's even going to reach the ground anymore, right? You create pictures like that. You create pictures like that in VAB. Oh, interesting. Huh. Add more intakes? Add more intakes. Gosh, I just don't know that we can keep the cool looking lines. I could totally clip an intake into there since we're doing the... Oh, but that's going to change my balance. That's okay. We can always fix it. Where are the freaking intakes? There we go. I could always clip an intake into here, right? Behind the astromech? Oh, come on. Don't do me that way. Be difficult. I apparently can't clip an intake into there because of the way I've got it done. It'd be like a huge hood for R2. There, we could put an intake right behind him like that. That actually looks super cool. And I should be able to clip an intake in like this, right? So that changed our mass a little bit. We can fix that though. I wish that wasn't that way, honestly. But it's because I have it attached to that. No, I don't have it attached to the node, do I? But man, once I do that, I'm never going to grab that thing again. I am never going to grab that mod again. What's causing the side drag? Let's see here. That just, you know something? I'm not actually sure why it calculates it that way. I see that sometimes and I'm not sure exactly what causes that. So, I normally don't worry about it because it's not going to give us any wacky rotation. Better Twitch TV is driving you a little bonkers. Let me see if I can't a little bit more. Now we've got that intake in there. I don't think I can clip an intake through R2. And which way do we need to go? Alright, that looks like it's fixing it, right? Yep. And there we go. Now we don't have anything. That craft is pretty darn balanced right there. So the only things we have left really are the fuel. Ooh, which is actually going to be a little bit tricky now that we have the running this way. I don't know if that'll do it. Here, let's do this. What's up, Drazen? Dude, thanks for the follow, man. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. Although, even though right now I'm not doing Kerbal Space Academy, I'm just building a freaking X-Wing. Let's do this, I think will work, right? But that's going to make... Maybe if we go to all the engines from this one core... Not 1x symmetry, please. Let's try that. Let's go like that. And let's go like this. That's odd. Why is that one clipping? Oh, that's apparently not a... So now we've got the fuel coming out of the tank correctly. We've got that little bit of daylight that we can see through there. I don't really have a way to clean that out. At the very last second, man, I could click save and I could move it up. I could totally do that. But I think that fuel routing should work correctly, right? John Dobsky, thanks for the follow. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. Welcome to DOS Freeplay, really. Shydrug was moving around when I was adjusting the front landing gear. Interesting. Just building an X-Wing. No big deal. We're just building a VTOL X-Wing. But the thing that we really haven't done is change this here, right? So let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can't thrust limit these engines all the way down. Yes. Then thrust limit these engines all the way up. Alright, that ain't gonna work at all, y'all. So can I can't really move that forward any. I can't really move that back. There's almost not enough room. I'm worried about how this would work. Just throttling this engine down. But I'll give it a try. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we'll have to see how it works. Das, why we come here. Dude, Ruby Hayes! Thanks, man. I totally appreciate it. 3 in a row. What was the 3 in a row? What did I miss 3 in a row? I didn't miss 3 in a row, did I? I got John Dobsky. I got Swilly Pete. I didn't get Swilly Pete. I think I got Drazen. Wow, that's all within the same minute. Drazen, Swilly Pete, and John Dobsky. All thanks for the follows. Wow, I totally screwed up. My bad. This is, I'm doing DOS Free Play right now. But, we usually do Kerbal Space Academy. And when we do Kerbal Space Academy, we do cool things like go to space. I can't even talk. I'm focused so much on this freaking X-Wing fighter that I'm building. We'll have to see how that works. I'm not sure that that's going to work really, but we're going to see. Let's go with the action groups. One is going to be our VTOL. So there we go. One is our toggling our engines and toggling our engines. Then 2 is going to be toggling these engines. So toggle our engines. Toggle our engines. Then 3 is going to be switch mode on these guys. So switch mode. Switch mode. I didn't screw that up again, did I? I don't think so. It is pretty close to time to fly. We're just about doing it. I'm just putting these action groups in. Then I think what was it? 0 was lock. Yes, Jolio Franz. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to DOS Freeplay / Kerbal Space Academy. We're totally building an X-wing fighter here this evening. Where's that center of mass? I like that center of mass. And all of our tanks are right there in the center of mass, right? All of our tanks are like just bundled around that center of mass. The only problem we're gonna have is as this tank here empties out. That's gonna be totally annoying. Hopefully we've got enough SAS on this thing that it accounts for that. Could I slap another RCS score in there just, you know, because I don't even know what node I just put that on, but that's okay. I just put it on that node and I'm not worried about the teeny tiny rotation that we're getting there. Let's try to fly it, y'all. This is the K-Wing Fighter Mark II. Window at stop plus atmospheres. Yeah. What else do we mess up? Do I have a YouTube channel? I do. Kerbal Space Academy on YouTube. Or K-Space Academy. Jobin. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy and thanks for the follow. We're going to try to fly this thing and see how it works. I'm not sure how it's going to work. Whoa! Struts! Oh, that's right. We totally redid the back of it. We forgot to put struts in it. It's not happy. I don't care. Let's see. Yes, lift it up. Lift yourself. Use the force. Or at least use the sword. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to Kerbal Space Academy. There we go. Oh, don't tell me that we don't have enough thrust in those engines. We're going forward, but we're not getting off the ground, really. Because I had to thrust limit that one engine? I mean, we're making it. It's not really... I wonder if it's just because of that lack of strutting, right? Because we totally have a serious lack of strutting going on there. This one is actually a lot more stable than the other one was. Let's retract that landing gear and see how it looks retracted. Not great, honestly. It looks terrible retracted. But with the lazy X-Wing fighter we had going on. I'm throttled all the way up, aren't I? These things aren't really giving us enough thrust. But maybe it's YouTube. Is on my Twitch screen? Is it really? It's a smooth takeoff. So we are hovering here. I'm a little bit concerned what's going to happen when I light these other engines, because look at our wings. They don't look very happy right now. They're like droopy and stuff. Let's see. It's like a kid trying to get out of bed in the morning. Arm your lasers! Let's see. Hey! Didn't I put it to 0? Did I put it to 9? What did I do? Not do toggle on those? That's odd. They don't seem to be wanting to. Yes! Locking. Take that. What's up? Morning all. What was today's KSA? Space planes. In fact, we're still working on space planes, trying to make one that looks like an X-Wing fighter. Let's light these other engines just for giggles and see what happens. Are they thrust limited? They're totally thrust limited. Well, it's not going to work at all. They're still thrust limited, apparently. We got to fix that. We're hovering this X-Wing. Now turn them on. Oh, we're still flying. That's actually not bad. I have a feeling that we're gonna just lose control. We're just like the forces on this craft. Lock S-foils in attack position. I've only got one S-foil, and it didn't lock. Hang on. Wow, I've got plenty of thrust now. Let me turn off my VTOLs and see how we fly. Like a brick. Yes, X-Wing. Use the force. Flap. Flap to the Empire. Yes. Disguise yourself as a bird taking off from indoor. Yes. Methinks we need a little bit of struts in there somewhere. Just a little bit. I mean, look, we're actually pretty stable like that. But we do need a little bit of struts. Not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. Flap. You're about to use the rolling pin science contraption. Flight casual. The first. It just looks ridiculous. It doesn't look ridiculous now, does it? It looks pretty cool now. Look, we've got the astromech droid in there. We've got freaking RCS. We've got all sorts of stuff. But it is hilarious to flap with the Force. Yes! Use the Force, Luke. My S-foils won't lock. I'm trying to lock them, but they won't lock. What's going on? What if we do a sweet roll? Oh yeah, there you go. Actually, the roll isn't too bad. The plane, for for what's happening on the screen, the plane is actually flying pretty well. Porkins, damn it! Lock your S-foils! This is apparently what happens if you don't lock the S-foils. You just do the extension, but you don't actually. Oh my goodness. Let's go back to the spaceplane hangar. Oh my gosh. Just when it was flapping around like a big lame bird. Oh my gosh. Luke, go home. You're drunk. Let's see if we can fix this problem with some strategically placed strutinations. Oh my gosh. I love Kerbal Space Program. In what other game could you build an X-Wing fighter with flapping wings? Oh my gosh, we're just gonna make the Imperial pilots die laughing when we attack them. They're like, what the hell is going on here? Let's put these Strutty McStruttersons in here. We know how to fix the problem, y'all. This may be an interesting strut issue. We could definitely put some, put a strut across here. But I don't really need 2x symmetry for that one strut. And I wonder if that's gonna do it to it. Yes, that extra bracing. So I've got bracing there, but I really feel like I need to brace right like this. Use what force? My S-foils are flapping. There we go. All right, now it won't flap, so you think it looks ridiculous. Go faster. It's more like a wobbler. It's not an X-Wing fighter. It's a W-Wing wobbler. Let's see how this works. I'm also not liking the fact that we're missing a lot of this thrust here. And giving it more thrust is not going to help matters. Giving it less thrust is what makes this go straight up. Huh. Is there anything I could do if I moved that one away from the center of mass? That would give me a little bit, right? Let's see if I can do it. You know something? This may work. Let's see if this works. We'll put it up on the lift for fixes. Oh, I'm apparently at the top of the freaking thingy. There we go. We'll put the X-Wing in the lift. And then we'll take this and we'll move it down just about as far as we can put it. Like that. And see if this doesn't let us put more, there we go. Alright, and we can totally tune it this way, look. Yep, now we can give this more lift. I like that. Now we'll take off a little bit faster. And I could also pull that other one in, right? So let's see here. Let's do that. Pull it in just about as much as we can. Like that. Sometimes center of mass ball. By the way, you can totally, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but you can totally make it smaller. One of the things that RCS Build Aid does is it lets you make the center of mass a lot smaller. All the different markers, actually. Didn't know if you knew that. Now you know. Rainbow, knowing half the battle sort of deal. There, I had it for a second. Alright, now I should be able to throttle this guy up even more. Yes! 73.5, that's 20% more throttle. And that's actually got us going straight up. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it! And we're all strutted out, right? There's our X-Wing fighter. What was wrong with that one action group, though? Wasn't it all screwy? Need some lander legs? Yeah, the only reason that it was flying was because it was flapping. Add gear to rear engines. What's up, Sean, again? I was just taking off on the wings, honestly, because it's vtol. And if I straighten this one, it's not really going to, oops. If I straighten this one, it's not going to sit on the runway flat. That's why I had it like that. Let me try to see. I actually didn't think it looked too bad when it was retracted. I didn't think that it was terrible. Let's give this a try. Because one of the only reasons it was sitting like that was because, we're building an X-Wing fighter, Sean. Trying to. Make it an SSTO. I don't even know if this is ever going to make an SSTO. It should have freaking ridiculous amounts of thrust. For what it is, right? The 4 Rapier engines. It would be hilarious if to make it an SSTO we needed to make those 4 engines jet engines and then put 1 rocket engine in the middle of the back. What if we have to do that? Alright, that's okay actually. We're still sitting there level. That's actually not bad. SAS engaged. Throttle up. Let's see how she hovers, boss. Main vertical thrust. Why am I not taking off? There we go. Now we're taking off like an X-Wing should. I'm getting a bit of that backwards rotation, if you can see that on my screen. But this is when we can... That's how X-Wings take off, y'all. And wow, as soon as we did that... Wow, that was freaking awesome. Why am I overheating? Why am I not having any fuel? Why do I have so many problems? Oh, I pressed 3. Oh, that's the problem. As it turns out, having the thrust limiter set all the way down is a significant issue. We'll do a barrel roll for science. I almost feel like I want that intake on the bottom to be black and not blue, just so it looks like it's got the 4 things. All right, I know what I did wrong. I had those engines throttled down. And when I hit them, I started taking off because those rocket engines have more thrust. It got fixed after I flipped the main thrust vertically. I didn't quite follow that, Levelicious. Let me take this out, because I totally just want it to be a black one, right? I didn't quite follow the words that were coming out of your mouse there. Your mouse. Your mouse, the words. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouse? Doesn't make any sense. Alright, the droid will totally block the intake, but that's okay. Apparently we need to come over here and unthrust limit these guys in air breathing mode. Alright, now we're good. I think we were good with that, we were good with that, we were good with that. We were getting good hovering. I didn't put RCS on it yet. I never saw X-Wing fighters use RCS, did y'all? Did I fix the action groups? What was my custom 10? Why didn't they toggle? Apparently also our S-foils are not pointing exactly forward. That wing is... angle of attack a little bit or something. You see that? That's weird. Go to your own Kerbal. That's all good. Go to your own Kerbal game. I will not hold that against you. And see. And alright. That. Yeah, look at that. Those wings are wrong. That wing is like off just a little bit. Center of mass, center of lift. It's saved, isn't it? I think I've got it like toggled by 1 or something. C. What the deuce? Alright, and then I go like that and forward. And I can't do it because of the freaking... That's weird! That is continually going in the wrong direction. Let's try again. Oh, was it not a... Ah, yeah, that looks like the problem. It wasn't angled forward enough. Okay, what is this beeping BS? I think it was... Dude, Snuggly Squid, thanks for hanging out, man. I'll see you mañana. I think it was doing it right, Levelicious. It just, you have to... It was taking all of the engines into account. Tell me I put that on both sides. I did not put that on both sides. This beeping... This is not chip music. This is just dumb. Nope. I mean, we're playing both the musics anyways. I don't know who I'm fooling. Alright, that right there looks good. All of those things are so wacky. It's rotating? Why in the deuce is it rotating? And now I've completely mucked something up, right? It was working so well! And then I went and changed it. I think this is gonna be okay, though. It's a little dirty. I'm not sure why that's like that. I'm not sure why they're rotating like that. That's definitely annoying. Can I use one wing and resize it? No. Yeah, no, that's what I was trying to get rid of that stupid stuff. I don't like this music either. This is the type of music I was looking for. Every now and then it's in that free music archives thing and it gets totally annoying on occasion. Let's see if I can't get it done like this. There we go. That made it straight. Yeah, we're totally kind of cheating with the 3 wings. We do need 3 wings. We need an aloe strip? Now with the closer shave. Fuck it. We're going straight to 8. Or whatever number they went to. That actually looks pretty good. Let's go make sure that I didn't screw up the vtol center mess. Really? There's that. Where's RCS build aid? There's that. Alright, that says that we're going to rotate up, which is okay. Let me dethrust limit these guys. And then remind me to come back. Alright, our vtol is still very good to go. I like it. Then let's do this and that. And our forward flight should be balanced as well. 73.5, I don't want to touch that. I'm just going to assume that the forward flight is balanced. What can I do with dull hair? Oh my goodness. And let's check this, and then we're going to go fly this thing again. Alright, toggle engine, I like it. Toggle engine, I like it. Switch mode, I like it. Communicatrons. Is it the wrong communicatrons or something? No. Toggle antenna. Reset. Alright, I'm just gonna do it from scratch. Swept wings, thank you. I don't need to do anything with those. No. Has anybody ever shut down their RTG? I didn't even know that was a tweakable. Save. Go. Launch. Let's see how this puppy flies, y'all. Yeah, Terusu, dude, we're totally going with the X-Stream. Trevor1232, thanks for the follow. Welcome to DOS Free get a rope. Welcome to DOS Free Play / Kerbal Space Academy. We're building an X-Wing fighter right now. But we also do the Kerbal Space Academy's 8 p.m. Eastern every single evening that my computer's not broken. Where we do go into space, landing on the moon, interplanetary transfers, orbital space station construction, all sorts of different stuff. Thanks for the follow. If you catch me on Twitter as well, every night I tweet what I'm going to be streaming each night. So, let's see how this one goes. Alright, it's got some shock absorbers. I like it. That is very interesting that landing leg piece has, we're totally going to, a rope? I don't even know what you're talking about. Alright, that RCS, SAS, VTOL engine's on. Oh, look at the lights underneath. That's freaking cool. See how fast it drinks the fuel. Wow, it sips the fuel right now. I am just concerned that when that fuel tank is empty, we're going to be SOL. There we go. That's what we wanted. There we go. That's what we wanted right there, y'all. That is exactly what we wanted to happen. That is how we take off and buzz the freaking tower in our X-Wing. Excelente. And it flies really well, too. So let's see if it goes to space. That's the real question. Shut off them vtols. And see if it's drinking the fuel correctly. Because I am fearful that once we get up to space... Look how stable it is. Wow. It flies freaking great. I think it does. It is. It's trying to be an SSTO. We don't actually know if it can go SSTO yet. But it's definitely trying to be an SSTO. It's definitely a VTOL. SOL? Wait, what? What did I say? I don't even know what I said. If I separate the engine stages, RCS build aid only uses the bottommost stage. Yeah, HVAC engineer, you're right. Or you can just throttle them down like I was doing, because SSTO sort of deal. Keeps it. I think we can try and take it off. Next time I'm landed on the runway, I'll try to remove, like basically put down that front gear and see if it's actually doing anything for us. I will definitely give that a try. How are we drinking the fuel? We're sucking fuel out of there with the quickness, which bothers me because that means that our fueling is not going to be very great. Huh, we'll have to figure out a way to fix that. But we're so short on places. I mean, the aesthetics is just right. We've got the freaking droid in the back. It's actually got a docking port so you can replace your astromech droid in case it gets fried. We've got everything going for this X-Wing fighter. Jeez. Is it using this fuel, I wonder? We'll pump this fuel into this tank. Here, let's just pump that fuel into this tank. In. Yes, that was a huge difference. Awesome. Do I have an Xbox? I've got an Xbox in storage. I don't really spend any time playing the Xbox. I spend my time playing Kerbal Space Program, basically. So when I get up to 15,000, I'm going to try to level her out. We're already rapidly, spam out of luck. We're rapidly running out of that intake air, but I'm going to try to start leveling it out here and even it out when we get to 20. That looks pretty cool. Did we ever lock the S-foils in attack position? There's our... There we go. How cool is that? Isn't that liquid fuel so fast, though? We're not using that. It's the bug. It's the way that it's doing the... set the antenna. I totally got the antenna, T-Sword. Now let me level off and get some... I'm getting asymmetric thrust. Alright, that's okay. We should be able to recover from that. That is the problem. No, I have you turned off. You shouldn't be flaming out. Find... That's not good if we're flaming out at 25. I'm going to have to stay a lot lower not to flame these things out. Or I should have been throttling them down. Where am I at air-wise? Alright, we've regained control. Let's try a little bit of throttle. What are we on? 6? Alright, a little bit more throttle. This is the whole problem we're going to have with the quad engines. Just not being able to keep her straight at the higher throttles. There, look at that. See, we're already getting asymmetrical thrust from these puppies because the airflow. We'll see how long we can keep her straight and how much... because we are going to be dipping down into a little bit thicker air. So let me fly straight here. This thing would have a really wonky launch profile just because it'd be so difficult to keep the engines not air-starved. Turn on the VTOL engines. TTX 360, dude, thanks for the follow and welcome to DOS Freeplay / Kerbal Space Academy. There's 21. How am I on fuel? Alright, I need to start pulling this puppy up. I should turn on the VTOLs to keep the noise up. I never saw the X-Wings re-entering. They didn't seem like they had a lot of shielding. Heat shielding, honestly. Oh, come on. You gotta pull the nose back up here. We definitely have the intake air for this. But now we're getting too far down to the atmosphere. So here's what an X-Wing would look like if it was re-entering. And am I gonna be able to pull it back up again? I may be able... I'm not sure if I could use one pair of engines on a diagonal. I think since we flubbed it... Yeah, I'm having trouble getting her nose back up, which means we're going to waste a whole lot of fuel. But we're definitely going fast. We definitely have the air intake for it now. But look at, I mean, just look at how we're kind of weeble wobbling, right? I am pulling it back up. So we'll see. We'll try it again, but I definitely flubbed the, I flubbed that launch profile there because I needed to start throttling down. I was talking to y'all instead of watching the intake air, which is what I needed to be doing. So what I'm going to be doing this time is watching the intake air. But we're at terminal velocity right now. Also, somebody remind me to put Kerbal Engineer on the astromech droid. Alright, there we go. Now let's see if we can't regain some of that altitude. And I'll check the chat. Gee, he didn't focus on atmospheres. Nice. Needs little canards. Oh, I know, but still. Here we go again. We're going to be getting that velocity back. What did my velocity top out at? Did anybody see? I could VTOL float to land. That's what I'm going to try to do. I don't think I'll ever be able to land this thing just because my skills of a VTOL pilot aren't really there. But let's see what we're doing. We are definitely getting lots of this. That's cool looking. I like this profile better. And I'm going to watch that intake air, and then I'm going to start throttling back on the intake air, and I'm going to slam 3 as soon as I run out. So this is that fuel bug, right? It's eating fuel out of this tank now. But... let's see what we're doing. This is just a weird way that it's showing because we have one tank feeding 4 engines, which it accounts for half. And then we have the rest of the tanks feeding the rest of the engines, which are the other half. So this is barely going to move now. The fuel situation looks a lot worse than it actually is. But I think this profile is pretty good. I'm just going to watch the intake air, and I'm going to watch... Yes. I'm going to watch... Oh, this is the pod that doesn't have any freaking IVA view. Oh my goodness. Alright, we'll see what we can do here. I'm not sure that this thing is SSTO capable. Let me go ahead and... Nope. I started to get the asymmetric thrust. Now I'm slowing down. I'm apparently too deep in the air. But as soon as I get that asymmetric thrust, I'm going to have trouble. Come on, girly. Nope. We just don't have... Yeah, those 4 engines are just freaking rough. I need to get the heck... This is not a good launch at all. Now I'm very curious as to why 2 of those are freaking we're definitely pouring on the speed, but we're also eating that fuel super fast. But then again, it wasn't a very good profile anyways. Plus we're carrying RCS that we don't really need. And there's my liquid fuel. Had too much oxidizer. I mean, look at that. We would have gotten to orbit. We were so close, and I think I could have done it. I can get to one of the oceans. No way to hide infrared signature. Space is cold. What are we talking about over here? What are we even saying? We'll live just like Bill and Bob. I don't get that. Alright, little canards. Yes, I know. Yeah, real space card would be totally boring. I completely agree with you. I totally agree with you. Unless we have some sort of jump drives that let us jump back and forth instantly. Moonraker. You can hide the infrared signature pretty well. Luis. Oh, I could have got it to space if I did a better launch. Alright, let's go on back and try this thing again. Plus, what do I need to do? I need to remove some unnecessary weight. So let's go to the spaceplane hangar. I almost feel like I should, using stars, planets, and moons to hide from enemies, or dust clouds, or whatever. You could hide, I mean, if you had something where your entire radiant heat was hidden on the backside of a cold body, you could hide the heat signature. You couldn't be moving when you were doing that unless you were moving directly at the target, right? Don't forget to add a ladder. A ladder? Seriously? That is, didn't they roll the ladder over? It wasn't part of the X-Wing, was it? I'll add a ladder, though. I like... See, what is this? Yes, Luke, use the force and crawl up your ladder. That looks pretty darn close, right? Gosh, I really wish there was some better. Let's try this. That's what I want. We got some fireball action. See, this is just extra weight that we don't really need to be carrying. Wow, and emptying that thing out totally screws us. Jeez, oh Pete. I could put an oxidizer tank there. What's the weight of that monopropellant tank? Let's have a look right quick. 0.55. Huh, and this tank is 0.56. Actually, those things are pretty close. We should be able to do that. Oh, have I totally hosed this, though? I think I have. Oh, no, I clipped it incorrectly. I was okay. I surface mounted one, and then... Hey, what do you mean? Alright. Let's take that off, and let's put more fuel back there. And then, what did I have? I had a little cubic octo strut. And I could actually put it here. Like that, right? I could take this and put it like that. And then it looks like my fuel lines lived through that ordeal. Nope, they missed. Look, those fuel lines missed. I am tucking those fuel lines in there, though, aren't I? Yeah, I couldn't put them there. That's interesting. But they did connect, didn't they? Alright. This music was okay at first, and then this happened. Which I'm not really sure what the deal is. They always put you on the far left side of a formation in case you land. What? I don't really get it. It would almost make good blasters? Oh, actually, you're right. That's interesting. They would definitely look like a very, Here, I'll put the ladder on the other side. That's actually interesting. So we have a little bit of unintended rotation there. But we can't really talk about it because of that. 73.5. Should we tune it again? Ew. I should probably tune it again, shouldn't I? Let me go and grab the fuel line. I'm like trying to remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Putting a fuel line down to that was the first thing. What's going on over here? What is that? What? That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. The wings come from the bottom, too. You know something? I don't even care. I don't even care. We're close enough. I'm not authorized to view that page, apparently. That's weird. That's awesome, though. Can I do anything to get rid of that unintended rotation? 73.5. I've already tuned that. I really don't want to do it again. I honestly think we're pretty darn good the way we are, don't y'all? Except I think it may be kind of cool if we do this. Just for aesthetic purposes, right? Kind of got the dock thing going on there. So our fuel lines are good. Our struts are still good. We've got that strut going across the middle. We've got that. We really need to... I keep saying we really need to balance it. Whatever, that gets on my nerves, so I gotta do it. I totally gotta do it. In KSP, they're on the right side. I just put it on the right side, didn't I? That was some sort of aviator joke that I didn't really get. Let me take the monopropellant out. Interesting, the monopropellant makes me wacky too. That's very interesting. We've like totally balanced this craft, and now I'm mucking around with it. The X-Wing is not going to dock with anything anytime soon. There we go. So this is done, so let's fix this. No, just put on 75 for me. I totally wish I could type it in. 74. 4.5. 75.5. Seriously? Whatever. Alright, that's fine. And we have that, we have that, we have that. We have really weird fuel writing in the back. Anything else? Let's Let's make sure the main engines are good to go. I'm not really worried about the main engines.